Our countdown to the midterms continues with a focus on the House. Political forecasters are predicting that Republicans will take over the majority, setting a scene for tough races across the country. One of the seats Republicans are hoping to hold on to is in the 34th district in Texas, which Congresswoman Mayra Flores won in a special election last month, a breakthrough for Republicans in South Texas. Now, after recent redistricting, my next guest, another sitting member of Congress, is challenging her for that seat. Joining me now is Congressman Vicente Gonzalez, congressional candidate for Texas's 34th district. Congressman Gonzalez, thank you very much for being here. How crucial is it for Democrats to not only hold on to their House majority, but also for you to beat Congresswoman Flores in that race?
Well, it's crucial, and we're going to do it. Things are positive here in the district. We have a huge support. This area has always been a Democratic district. Unfortunately, this special election was confusing. We had less than 7% of the electoral come out. They spent $3 million to our $150,000, $200,000 with a candidate that knew that he would be there just for 6 months. So it was a complicated situation, but we're clear to take this back in November and kick the Republicans out of South Texas.
Now, your opponent's been arguing that the Democratic Party has abandoned and taken the Hispanic community for granted. What's your reaction to that? I mean, doesn't she have a case to make? I mean, she is a member of Congress now.
I think people who say those things have forgotten how they arrived to the place they are today. The Republicans are the party who gave us Pell Grants and student loans that educated the Latino population in South Texas, that brought us into the middle class. The Democratic Party is the party who takes care of our elderly with Social Security and Medicare, probably took care of families like Mrs. Flores through Medicaid and health cares that were available to low-income families. The Democratic Party is the party of the people, the working people, who we are and who we really identify with. So I think she's just confused, and it's sad that these are just talking points from the Republican Party, that we have a candidate in South Texas gibbering around, but they do not reflect the values of South Texas and people here.
Now, you've come under fire from fellow Democrats after a Texas blogger previously paid by your campaign for advertising services attacked Congresswoman Flores, calling her racist names, including Miss Frijoles. You've condemned those remarks, but what do you say to constituents who are offended by your association with someone using such derogatory language against your opponent?
Let me be very clear. I never said those things. My campaign or my staff never said a single one of those things. These are paid platforms, no different than when we advertise on MSNBC. We don't get to control your content. However, we won't use you again if you do make those type of comments. And it's no different here. What she's been trying to do is distract the people of South Texas and Democrats from the votes she's taken, like when she voted against women's rights and when she voted against racial equality in marriage, interracial marriage. She voted against that when she voted against marriage equality. The first week in Congress, she came out and voted against John Cornyn's bill who would prevent cartels from buying guns easily on our side of the border, a bill that would prevent husbands and boyfriends who have beat their wives from easily buying guns, a bill that would make it more difficult to walk into a school like what happened in Uvalde and killed 19 children and 2 teachers. She went in and voted against that. They voted against veterans. The Republicans just this past week voted against veterans who are dying of cancer in hospitals, paying their own hospital bills and maintaining their families without any help from the VA. They voted against those burn pit victims this past week, and you can't make this stuff up. And the people in South Texas are watching. Voters in South Texas are very smart, very clever, very informed. November is going to be a shock for Republicans down here.
I hear you, what you're saying, Congressman, especially on Congresswoman Flores' votes against particular gun safety legislation. But correct me if I'm wrong. The assault weapons ban that the House just approved just before the weekend, you voted against it. Why?
That's right. That assault weapons ban didn't go far enough. We didn't limit magazine capacity, which is how people are dying. There were guns with high magazine capacity and high caliber capacity that were not on that list. And then we had shotguns that you use for bird hunting that were. And so we need to fix that, make it right. And we also need to have better laws. We need to have deeper background checks. We need to have waiting periods. We need to have more red flag laws, which will have a real impact in limiting what happened in Uvalde and places around the country from ever happening again. We can't just have a fluff bill to communicate to the American people that it ultimately has zero chance of passing in the Senate and doesn't fix the problem that we have.